And it's interesting that you say that, Herb, and I think this is important. I was just speaking with a person who was a chief technology officer of a healthcare company, and he has chosen to move on and do something else. He's actually opening up his own business. And the reason is that he looked back and he saw that with private equity, every 3 to 5 years, the business gets sold and you have new ownership, new ways of doing things, etc. And it's hard to get people to trust the system. And I want to be clear, private equity, there's some wonderful things about it. But as independent pediatricians, we need to understand that we may be on a turnstile every 3 to 5 years with new owners.
Yeah,
So there,
unfortunately, I've seen too many stories where great organizations were taken over by systems, private equity or whatnot. The top level founders, the leaders, after a number of years were told to go away. And then the rest of their doctors are just there like cogs in the machine and nobody's happy.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
lose money on them too. $100,000 per doctor per year, I heard. Is that the number?
it's about a little more, 120 to 150 per primary care doctor.
I want to be clear though. There are good things about private equity and there are
Yes.
good spots for them to be in. In
It's not
the
that they're just,
patient-centered business, we have to be careful.
Yeah.
so I think you have to really understand the private equity model. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not evil, it's not angelical. They go to Dan and George and Herb and my dad and your friends, and they go, I want to raise $5 million, but multiples, right? 50,
Yeah.
100, $200. And they create a limited partnership and they're going to invest in a certain area of the economy, say medical practices. And so they raise 500 million and they go and start buying practices. But the promise of this limited partnership is in 5 years, they return the initial investment plus the profits to the limited partners. And that's why there's a clock. In 5 years, they have to either raise more money to reinvest or sell the property to pay back the limited partners.
Yes.
If you're in a specialty like orthopedics, dermatology, you know, there's not a relationship that lasts 20 years with your patient. You test for skin cancer, it's not skin cancer. I'll see you next time you have a mole. You broke your shoulder, I fixed your shoulder. Maybe I'll never see you again. Maybe I'll see you again. But in pediatrics, which is a neighborhood based specialty and a relationship based specialty, we need to invest for 20, 30 years. And that's not a model that either the government or Wall Street likes. They're not looking for that long-term return on investment.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's not the right model for a long-running business unless Warren Buffett buys you because he never
Yeah.
sells, you know. But he's private equity, right? He's got all this money and he
Yeah.
comes and buys great companies like a Greenwood Pediatrics and RBK Pediatrics, great leadership, great product, great reputation, and he leaves the management team intact and says, "Now I have the financing to help you grow, but I'm in here for the next 30 years. I'm a partner in this venture."